Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. All right, we're going to do relationship first, single second, and see what we have. That's one of the cards in this deck that sometimes like throws me off a little bit. Popped out, not throws me off like it's just the we'll see. We'll get to it. It's not bad. I know what to do with it. It's just one of those cards when I see it, I'm just like, eh. You'll see. It's not that bad. You know, to entice you to hold on. When this is going through between you and your partner, and your Leo, of course, I'm getting like, when it starts off, you do have the Three of Swords, but they're giving the reason for the Three of Swords too. Three of Swords is heartbreak, but you got void here. Almost like you're worried, like what's about to come next. Your partner's going through something, and you're worried, like what type of space or what type of, like, is there going to be emotional distance between you and your partner? Or you're not going to see them as much. Something like that, where like your time with them, how much you see them, how much you interact with them seems to be in question, and you're worried like you're not going to have that connection you usually do. They might be going on some type of traveling. They might be doing something else where their time is being used a lot more, and you're worried that you're not going to see them as much. There's a disconnect worry. Like you want to see them more, not less. And you're like, what's coming forward on their side, you're afraid you're going to see them a lot less. I also see the challenge card for you is the Two of Cups. Now, this is your challenge card in the sense of like you're worried that there's problems coming up in this relationship because of this situation your partner is getting involved in. And you're worried like this is going to damage your relationship. That is your worry, is what I'm getting. This is what's all starting this. Because they do have the Two of Wands on their side, which is my damaged card here. Which, for me, this goes different ways. It does sometimes ring with travel, because I have felt that with this card before. But I'm kind of getting like they're looking forward to more like decisions. Usually it's, granted, the Three of Wands is usually more of a travel card. That's true, at least usually in most decks. This one, though, just the way it feels to me and how when I kind of feel I'm getting pulled into this, there's new things, new vistas they're looking at, some big changes they're going through. They might not literally be traveling, but emotionally they're taking a jump forward in the sense of like maybe they're taking a job that's going to take up a lot of their time, and you're not going to see them as much. There could be some travel involved with that. Or maybe there's something else where they're switching shifts, and that's why. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're considering doing something else that's just, it's going to lessen the connection between the two of you is what you're afraid of. What they're considering next, you're afraid it will lessen the connection. You won't see them as much. You won't be able to contact them as much. Now, their challenge card is to not fall in line with that same feeling. Because Leo is usually very good at communicating. And if you're feeling this, you're probably telling them how you're feeling. Especially when you have the King of Swords in your spiritual spot. You should be communicating with them how you're feeling, what you're afraid of. It should be coming forward. Because you're like, at this point, yeah, it's something you're afraid of, but it's a concern. You're afraid that it will come to fruition down the line, and if you speak about it and do something now actively, maybe that won't happen. Their challenge card is the Star card, to not get pessimistic and feel like, well, I can't do this because I don't want to hurt my relationship. You're not trying to stop them from advancing. That's not your point. You're just kind of like, I'm worried that our relationship might suffer due to this change coming up. You don't want to take this opportunity from them. That is not at all what you want. You just want to express to them how you're feeling and that this relationship means so much to you. You don't want something bad to happen here in the sense of like the two of you become distant. Some of you have experienced problems in the past, and you're afraid that this could repeat problems from the past. So you're just expressing that. And I feel like their challenge card is to not become pessimistic, but to stay optimistic. That's why the Star card is in the challenge position. Their challenge is to stay optimistic. Okay, good. Now, when you communicate with them how you feel, I'm getting these two cards. saying where they are spiritually. They got the King of Cups and they've got the Six of Pentacles. They love you. They love you wholeheartedly is what I'm getting. They don't want you to feel that way, and they will bend over backwards to try to make this not an issue for you is what I'm getting. When I'm getting the Six of Pentacles, like your partner doesn't want you to feel this way, and it concerns them. It truly does concern them that you're afraid something might go a little less than what you want it to go here. They are seeming to go out of their way to make sure you feel loved and understand that they are going to stand by you. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose the connection either. And as they keep going forward, they are making their decision, but this information, how you feel, is very strongly affecting that. They got the Three of Pentacles. They're trying to move forward. They're trying to make things happen, but they're also trying to make sure they keep you happy. Not in the sense of like they're doting on you, but the fact that you feel that connection, that they're going out of their way to make sure you understand that they're still there for you. They still want to know what's going on in your life. They still want to share with you what's going on in theirs. They want this connection to stay. They don't want this connection to get damaged. And they're working very hard at that. When that happens, I feel you immediately recognizing it for what it is. And when I get the Ace of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles, it's kind of like you don't want them to lose out on an opportunity. That's not at all what you want. You don't want them to miss out on anything, but you see how hard it is for them to do this. So you get inspired with the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, like, all right, we have better ways to do this. I want you to have what you're going for. I just want to keep our relationship secure. So you seem to take over on this, and you're like, let me take over a couple things. Let me lighten your load a little bit. And I'll make it so this isn't so stressful on you. You can still go and get what you want, and I'll make sure, I'll take care of these things so we have more time together. You're taking over on something. And you're lightening their load in some way, and it's creating like more of a balance here, so they're freer. They have more time to be with you and still go for what they want at the same time. You're picking up a lot is what I'm getting. But to you, it's like, it's no sweat. I'll just do it. It's fine as long as my partner's okay, because I know you see them really trying to make sure that you're okay, and you're like, no, I don't want to overstress them, and I don't want them to lose out. I don't want them to lose out. So here's how I'm going to change this. I'm going to take over some of these things, and it's going to be better. You're planning for the future here. I'm getting with the Eight of Pentacles. It's kind of like you're looking at the situation very seriously, and you're like, I want them to have this. They've worked very hard, and you're looking at them like they've worked very hard for this. I want them to have it. So I'm gonna change this up a little bit. I'm gonna take on some of these burdens, and it's gonna free them up so that we can still have our strong relationship, and they can have what they want too, because I want both for them. Now, as this keeps going forward, you got the Two of Swords with you, plus Will. This isn't the card I was talking about, by the way. We're still getting to that. When I get Will here for you, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Leo energy is kind of like, this will work out. It's kind of like, I said it's going to work out, so it's going to work out. It's kind of that attitude. Like, no, I said it's going to work, and it's going to, because I said it will, and I'm going to make sure it does. The Two of Swords is telling me it's kind of like burning the candle at both ends. Like, you're trying to pick up as much as you can so that your partner can have their cake and eat it too, in the sense of like making sure you're okay, that your connection with them stays strong, and they get to go towards what they want, what they're choosing. So whatever you're picking up for them, I do feel like it's starting to take a toll. I mean, Leos can take a lot. They can do a lot, and I give you that. But, it's just one of those things where after a while, your body might just be like, listen, I've had it with you, and running at full speed constantly forever. So your body might you might start experiencing headaches, the flu, things like that, lethargy, very cranky maybe. That happens for a lot of people who run themselves ragged. Because I feel like that's what you're in danger of here with the Two of Swords and the Will. Like, you're just like, it's almost like you're getting up and you're like, I feel so run down and so tired, but I said I was going to do that 5-mile run today, so let me get suited up because I'm doing it. Meanwhile, you're so dead tired you can barely lift yourself out of bed, but you're like, nope, I'm doing that run because I said I was going to do it. Meanwhile, you're like, you can barely make it. But you're like, said I was doing it. I'm doing it. That's what they're saying with this. They're like, you're going to have to realize that this pace is not going to stand forever. And it's kind of like you're going to have to change things again. It's your will that's pushing it forward, but your will can also change this. Leo can do change. It's just realizing, all right, I said I was going to do all this stuff, but now we have to change things up again. And I feel like your partner on the other side, what's helping them is the moon card. When you change things up, I feel like there might be like a trade back and forth. I do feel like they want to work with you on this one. So there might be kind of like, you know, maybe we need to do this a little bit more. Maybe we need to plan a little differently. The two of you have to come together because I feel like your partner is going to see this and they're going to be kind of like, oh, my Leo partner, they're very strong, but this isn't fair. Like, I feel like that's how they're looking at this. Like, they're very strong, and I know if they decide they're going to do it, they're going to do it, and I know that, but this isn't fair. This isn't right. And I feel like the two of you have to come together here at this point where this starts to become a little bit too much. And powering it through is just really taking its physical. I literally feel like it's taking a physical toll on you. Now, this is the card I was talking about. It's purity, and it's just one of those cards. When I look at this, it just seems so strange to me because you got a white lady with blonde hair and pink lips, but you'll also notice like there's some dark colors here, like the moon doesn't show up like this. I don't know how to explain this. Like if you look at the moon and it's got the white background behind it, like you're not going to see the moon in front of the clouds like that. It's not really the moon if that's what you're seeing. That's all I'm saying. So it's kind of like one of those cards that I'm like, it's trying to wake you up is what I'm getting. Like, things aren't working out as well as they could. Both people trying to do the best for the other I feel like that's a problem. Like, I feel like you're trying to do best for your partner, you know, you're trying to do for them. And I feel vice versa, they're trying to do their best for you. I feel like the two of you have to come together and look at this like, what's the best for us? And that might be the challenge because a lot of times this energy goes like, I'm going to try to do the best for my partner, or vice versa. Or sometimes it goes a negative way, like I'm going to try to do the best for me. That's not working in this situation either. I don't really feel like that's going to be a problem here. But to really make this come together, I feel like what the purity card is saying is like you have to come into pure intentions for the both of you. You have to come together. Don't get caught up in the imagery on the card. It's basically saying don't get caught up in a fantasy of what you think pure is, like doing everything for them or them doing everything for you to make this work out. That's not the pure intention here. Coming together and what you both want to come of this together and working that out so that you're both happy. You have to come together and really talk it out though. And like, what do we need? How often do we need to talk a week? Can we set aside certain times a week to where we can connect and have that honest connection where we're just relaxed and having that connection together, whatever works for us. Like, are we the type of couple that likes to hang out and sit around with friends and have some drinks and some food and that's our moment of connecting and feeling together? Do we need to set aside time every week to do that? Or are we the type of people that like to go and do sports activities, or we like to hike together, or we like to run together, or we like to do stuff like that together? Maybe we're the type of couple that likes to camp like a few times a year. Maybe if we plan those things and we just like, we're not going to see each other as much, but we'll keep planning these things together. And when we have that time together, we'll reconnect and strengthen our relationship that way. Because what I'm getting with that purity card is like coming together, having like these maybe like what I'm really getting for those of you who can really make this work, coming together and like having like once every 2 weeks, and I don't know why it's 2 weeks, but that's how it's coming through. There's a certain time a week where they're like, you have 3 hours, it's just you and them. It's like every 2 weeks, it's 3 hours, and it's just you and it's just them, and you just get together and you recap of what's been going on, how you're feeling, and you make plans for like, all right, you know, when April comes around, we want to go camping, for example. Maybe that's your thing. How much time can you get off? What time can you get off? What time can I get off? Are we on plan for that? And just touching base, do we have this stuff together to do that? What do we need to do to get it together? And like, how are things going? I feel like that would work because there's more changes coming down the line is what I'm getting, and that would work for now. And I feel like that would get you far enough down the road that when the next roadblock comes, you'd be prepared and ready to handle that when it comes up. You'd be really strong and tied together tightly that when one knows about something going wrong, they tell the other right away and you both handle it together and it's successful. The trick is for one of you to not take on the whole burden by yourself. Because I'm almost getting like, for those of you that are going to have a hard time with this, like you take on it all at once and they're like, all right, hand it to me. And then they take it all on at once. Then they hand it back to you and you take it all on at once again. And then you hand it back to them and you keep handing this big giant load back and forth to each other. I don't feel like that's going to survive very well. I feel like that's going to cause more problems than anything else. It's kind of like, I feel like what's going to happen optimally is like, this starts off where they kind of take on all the burden and try to do everything for you. You realize it's not working, and then you take it all back. So you both have your, you both take your turn of taking the full burden. But when you start to realize, like, this can't keep going, I'm physically feeling beat down really bad, you both come together and you're like, I don't think you should take on all the burden, and I don't think I should either. So let's find a different way to, like, lessen the burden for one, and then how are we going to share this and change it as we keep going? That's the difference here. Because I feel like the tendency is just to take the whole burden and just handle it yourself, and I feel like they're going to want to take that back from you and just carry it on occasion themselves. I just don't feel like that's the best way to handle this. I feel like you're going to have more problems down the road. If you come together collectively and look at the burden itself, whatever that burden is, and say, let's lessen it, and then divide it out so we can both handle it as we go without it driving either of us crazy, so we can go through longevity with this, with some longevity, I feel like you'll have a lot more success. Okay, I'm going to let that be there, because I feel like that went on for quite a while, honestly. So whatever the message is, which I feel like they're basically saying, don't take on the whole burden yourself, or don't let them do that either. Reevaluate what the burden is to keep things going well between the two of you. Lessen it, and then share it, and you'll be okay. You will definitely be okay. All right, let's go for single Leos. What do we have for single Leos? Messages. I'm getting no way. It's the first thing popping in my head is no way. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. We'll see on the cards. First thing I'm popping into is no way. Like, no way. No way. I don't know what that means. We'll find out in a minute. Wow. This could be really good. Who's the no way though? Is it you or is it them that's doing the whole no way thing? Because it's like something that somebody, one of you was saying nope, 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 and there's a change, a very shocking change, and then it's like from no way to like the only way. I don't know how to explain that. It's like literally somebody in the beginning here is thinking no way. Attraction is at the bottom. Intense attraction. You and whoever this person is. I don't think that's a question. One of you is no way, though. One of you is feeling nope, no. In fact, when I see the past here, one of you, somebody got upset with somebody else. And I feel like between you and whoever this person is, one of you got upset with the other. And it's kind of confusing to me. It's a little like back and forth. I don't know who got upset with who. Somebody got a little bit disjointed about the situation. And this feels like no way. No way. Now, both of you seem to be realizing, like, nobody's moving towards anybody else right off the bat. The Four of Pentacles is like, whatever went wrong, you both seem to be just staying away from each other. And this, I don't feel like, I don't know, whatever this was, you're staying away from each other. But the Two of Pentacles is at the top. And I feel like you're both thinking about it. You're both very attracted to each other. Like, very attracted to each other. And you're both thinking about it, but you're both thinking at the same time, that's not going to work. That's the Five of Swords. You're standing here with the Five of Swords, but I feel like they are too. And I feel like this card goes for both of you as well. It seems like you're both on the same page with this. Like, you're both like, no way. It's not going to work. The attraction is very strong. You keep thinking about it, both of you. But you're both like, that's not going to work. That's the Knight of Swords. Like, no, it's not going to work. It'll be a fruitless win. We probably could get together and have some good times, maybe. But it's going to fail. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. No. It's not going to work. And you're both very, very strong with that. Like, no. It's a line best not crossed. Line best not crossed. Then the center pops in. This is the first... This is where the energy changes. It's just where it changes. Six of Pentacles with the Tower card. I actually feel the Leo energy because this happens with Leo. A moment happens, you find an opportunity to help somebody. it's not even like you planned it, but you helped this person is what I'm getting. You help them out is what I'm getting. I just feel like it's one of those things where they need help. You can help them. You don't feel right about walking away from it. You're like, I can't help them. I don't wish them ill will. I'm gonna help them. And I feel like Leo going towards this person, no matter what the past was, no matter who's upset with who, you're looking at this like, I can help. I don't feel right walking away from this. I'm just gonna help. I'm just gonna do it. The Tower card comes in. I feel like you're literally shocking yourself as well as this other person. I just feel like it's the moment where something goes wrong for this person. Something just goes wrong for them, and you just can't let it happen. And you're just like, I can't let it happen. It bothers you. It pulls at your heartstrings for some reason. I can't let this happen. And you step in and you help. I feel like you're shocking yourself as well as them. Because you're like, you weren't planning to do this. It's just the moment it happened, I got to step in. That's just how it feels. And you do. You're shocking both of you. I literally feel like you're shocking both of you. From that moment, things change right from that moment. Because this person realizes when the chips are down, even if you're not getting along, you will help them. And that's throwing them off. They're like, what? Kind of like they did not think that was going to happen. They're kind of like a little shell-shocked about it. You, on the other hand, are kind of like, well, apparently I do feel for them or whatever. And you're kind of like, I just got to do what I got to do. Like, I feel like that's where you're standing. Like, I just got to do what I got to do. I just can't let certain things happen. There seems to be some type of conversation here. You got assessing with the Lover's card. Literally the Lover's card. There's good cards coming here, too. There's another really good one. The Four of Wands is coming in. The two of you are talking it out. And you're just kind of like, you're going over where you had this miscommunication in the past. Whatever went bad in the past, you're talking it out. You're talking about what happened in the past. This person is very impressed with you because you helped them, and they did not. They're looking at you in a different light because you stepped in and helped them. And they're looking at it like you could have just walked away. And you're looking at it like, well, no, I couldn't have. That wasn't right, and that's just not who I am. I feel like that's how you're looking at it, too. Like, it's not like you chose to do what you did. You're just like, I had to. Like, I'm not that person that would do that. And you helped them. And there's talking going on here, and you're getting a lot closer, and I feel like this is why this is coming forward quite strongly. It's going into the Four of Wands. It's just sometimes contract, sometimes marriage, just to be fair. That's what the card says. You're bonding quite quickly. You're getting very tight very quickly. And I feel like the Two of Wands is like, all right, now that we've gone this far, now where do we want to go? Fruition is here too, just reinforcing it. Like, it's almost like you got to cross this hurdle. They see you in a different light, and now everything flipped. Everything just flipped. Completely flipped. Completely flipped. Literally, if this card reading is for you, I'm getting again, the first thing you're gonna think is, no way. If this is hitting for you, you're gonna be like, no way. Because what'll happen is it'll just start happening. The moment will happen, it'll come out of the blue, and this will all just kind of happen. But if this is really for you, literally, when you're watching this, you're going to be like, no way. Which is ironic, but that's what it's coming through as. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.